Hello. I have to say, in this whole journey of mine, I think what I had to learn is how nasty and horrible people can be. I used to live in a little naive little bubble where I believed that all people were at the core genuinely good. They might have just had a bit of a roughen and that's it. You're right. But actually, reading the comments, it's like I've just read this comment off the Charlotte, yeah? And it's like talking about this one particular chapter in my life where I'd been literally just left with the two boys. This was after Dean sort of left me and abandoned me with both the babies at home in a flat. And I wasn't even on universal credits. Hey, stop here, you. Come here. You're looking a bit jumpy. What's going on? Missy. Elena. Broke my shoe. Just making sure that she's a bit, just little girl, she's a bit jumpy around. So they were making a comment on my post about it not long being something about me putting a note up about nappies, which actually, you're right, I don't think I've ever actually done. There was just literally that chapter, and it was only, I think for about 3 months of my life, I was on I'm on sick now, so it's slightly different. I was on very basic universal credits, and Dean had gone and claimed somewhere else, and I was left with absolutely nothing. And as you know, even when I was pregnant, I even went and took cleaning jobs because I was on nothing, right? And it's like, these people, they're just little bitches. Like little bitches. I've come to the conclusion that I think that some of these people are people who've had their children forced adopted, and don't like the fact that I've gone on and had other children. And they're like sitting there on the comments and they're writing like, oh, I remember when she didn't have nappies. And actually, do you know what? The only person that actually helped me out with nappies was that woman across the road. And I'd actually had nappies, and I just made a comment to her that I needed to sort some nappies, and we'd had a conversation about it being, you know, how universal credits were and blah, 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 blah. And she went, oh, well, I've got loads of them for her grandson that was still in nappies. And she popped them off, walked dog down and popped them off. And that was really nice and really handy. And the fact that these people do this, I've come to learn that actually people are really shallow, like really shallow. And I'm very happy with how far I have come from being in a 4-bedroomed house with my 4 children, where life was actually very easy for us. As you know, I was on 37,000 a year, had a car. I could have stayed on benefits. It wasn't benefits that kicked me off. No benefits kicked me off. I made the decision that I didn't want to be classed as disabled. I made the decision that I was the one that was going to retrain, because at the end of the day, my original career was as a youth worker. And as I said, it was getting to the point where there was just too many health and safety forms for me because of injuries and accidents with me. And I wasn't diagnosed at the time. I was still pushing myself. So I was the one that got off my ass. I was the one that put myself through university. Okay, in my second year, I struggled and I found myself having to go and escort to keep things going. And if people want to beat people up for things, this is how I find them very low level. I don't like women. Do you know that? I don't get on with women. I don't have much respect for many women. And I really genuinely don't like them. I shouldn't even call a lot of these women. What I should call them is little cunts, mate. And that's what they are. And it's been a really hard lesson for me to actually learn that people are vindictive. People do suffer with jealousy. People are envious. People are nasty. And they can be very evil and vile people. And what I think this network of parents that have had their children taken, like there's somebody here right now, yeah, that knows full well that I turn up to save the family in an Aldi. She's even sat in that Aldi, yeah? So she knows that literally I lost my home, yeah, and all of my content of my home. And it wasn't even by me that I lost my home. Like I said, Stephen went and shut my bank account down with his sister signing my signature for my bank account that he became a joint claimant on, and withdrew all of my money, which completely kicked me out of where I was at that time, and caused defaults on my credit score, with the fact that he was so going to be the man of the house and take over this stuff, and he never did. And I was the one that was left with all of the shit in my name for a joint thing. And it annoys me when it's classed as DV, because the woman gets left with the debt. And they do. Say if all of a sudden, you know, I was married now, my house and everything was all in my name, in joint names, and then all of a sudden your partner fucks off, has an affair, bills don't get paid, and then you're left because they're the breadwinner, they're the main home person. You may have an income, but they may be predominantly the breadwinner. And if they hadn't been paying them bills for all of that time, but it's still got your name on it, if they fuck off, mate, there's nothing anyone will do. The person in the house is left with it. And then what annoys me is, like this situation now that you've got with Johnny Depp and Amanda Hartman, who I don't know, never sat down and had a dinner with them, never been for a drink with them, never socialised with them, and I don't feel that I even have any rights. All I would ever say about that situation is it's been classed that at the end of the day she's got a diagnosis of borderline personality, and all I would say is that attracts narcissists, and that's all I'll say on the matter. And at the end of the day, whenever I don't, do you know what? It's really sad, actually, because I try to make such an effort around my life. When people watch my lives, I'm sitting here. You're not watching my life. You're not watching my life. You're not with my boys that are now with. And let me just show something. They've got one white girl, one African Caribbean girl, one Asian girl, two African Caribbean boys, and one Afghanistan lad. Yeah, sitting playing on a hill. Mums, I do play with my kids, by the way, when I'm on the park. But on certain days, especially Saturdays, that's the chance that they get to catch up with all of the friends that they know. They've just even been around it. She's looking a bit nervous of you, Eleanor. I think that's what you're picking up when they're a bit nervous. We've just had the play park go, oh my goodness, it's the boys. Haven't they grown up? How are they doing? And the thing is, what I've noticed about these people on their comments, one, they're not even people who can put a correct profile up. Now, please do remember, I sit on a public account, yeah? So I'm not sitting on my little other space where I've got my family. Shiloh, what's the matter? Shiloh, what's the matter? Shiloh, what's the matter? You don't have to stand up for yourself on the park. I'm here. What's up? That's fun. Yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, so what annoys me is I actually do take the time. The fact is, I have had two little babies and I've been breastfeeding and doing all the normal things, and you know, maybe sometimes you'll see a few photographs. But this isn't Elijah and Shiloh's account, yeah? This isn't their account for me to show you their life. This is here for me to do what I do. And I have strangers here. In fact, I've had 2,009 new views in the last week, yeah? So that's 2,000 new people that will see my posts and watch whatever and make whatever opinions that they like, yeah? But what I find very sad is, since I first ever came out and said, they've got my kids, social services have got my kids, it's the other parents I've had shit from. Now, I don't know if any of these people that write and post and comment on my thing, even about the hamster, yeah? Do you know what? I'm sick of it, yeah? Fear, fear, fear. It's like when I got the two hamsters, yeah? Straight away I got everybody going, you can't have two hamsters in a cage together. They'll eat each other and they'll kill each other. I went, they're dwarf hamsters. You can't have hamsters in a cage together. They'll eat each other. They're dwarf hamsters. You can't have two hamsters in a cage, they'll kill each other. You can't have two they're dwarf hamsters. That doesn't make any sense to anybody, does it? The dwarf hamsters are multi. As long as they are the same sex, you can have as many as you like in a cage together. They're dwarf hamsters. They're very different from Syrian hamsters. Oi! Hey up, bud! I'm moving. Which way are you going? You going out? She's getting worse. Let me go behind there. Told ya, she's getting worse. Go. There, she's getting worse. So this one's going to dog school with me. She is. Me and her are going to work really hard on this. But I am not willing to allow for my dog to interact with any other dog. And the reason being is because I'm the one that goes to jail if it goes wrong. And I'm just not willing to do that. So the only other dogs that I'm willing to work with are people that are in our lives or people who are trained to do that. And that's it. I do stand in front of her. We were just literally stood. It's one of the dogs that I know. It's people that I know. And it's something that will be progression, and it's something that you work on. And it's like people can turn around and have a go at you. But do you want to know what my dog was like when we first got him? She didn't even bark, mate. She didn't make a sound. She was quiet. She was skinny. Her hair was matted and tatted. It had been cut. I need to just go back because of obviously my boys at the thing. I've got people on the park that I know. That's what you don't realise. Where's he going to class? Yeah. Dogs. I'm a bit like that with humans. I don't like many humans anymore. I used to love them. I used to think the humans were the most wonderful, loveliest thing in the world. And, when I very started what Step Up Britain was about, the saddest thing is it was for these people that don't know themselves. I was doing it for the people that had become mums so young and never ever got the opportunity to know themselves, or people who had been through the state that never got the opportunity to know themselves, that have ended up on benefits, who have ended up in jobs that are not them, it's not who they are. And the reality is these are the very people who've projected on me and caused me shit. I tell you what we are actually talking about is potentially getting to the point that Eleanor needs a muzzle. But it's never the dog's fault. I know full well that if I put the lead in somebody else's hand, she wouldn't react as bad. It's all about the energy that's in the lead to me and her. I was trying to come off the window so I don't catch anyone at their windows. So again, it's all about perseverance. But I don't believe that you should allow your dog to just play with any dog. It shouldn't be like that. It's like even like you don't have anybody and everybody at your home that your children play with, do you? You don't bring them all home for tea, do you? You don't have all of their mums, dads and parents coming around, do you? No. So I'm the same with my dog. So, but anyway, if we hadn't have been sat on the floor and I wasn't on the phone, then I would have stood there, and I would have, because it's a dog that I know, I would have stood and he would have been all right. But Eleanor can slip her collar, so, and I've got to get another collar, and even that one cost me fucking £25. It's no good trying to socialise a reactive dog with each other. All you can do is teach them to ignore other dogs. Yeah, exactly. That's all Eleanor needs to do. And what you've got to remember is Eleanor is taking a protective factor of the house too. She's a guard dog at the end of the day. She's not a play pet. Yeah, these particular dogs. Yeah, these dogs are particularly trained by police. They're military dogs. And they are used for what they're used for a reason, yeah? Yes, you can tame them. Yes, you can make them more fluffy. I'm no dog expert. I'm not here to claim to be a dog expert. I'm not sitting here calling myself the dog whisperer. One day I will get back to sunrise, sunset, and memories in the middle. And that is what my ambition is. That's my dream. And that's what I will get to. And that's what my social media will get to. But what people don't realise as well is I don't have the technology to be able to record something, edit it, and then put it all out for you later to watch in a really nice, condensed, fucking wonderful video. And social media has helped me to this point. But the problem is there's always new parents coming in. There is always somebody else who's had their kids taken by the state. And I will always go through this. Is she okay, sweetheart? Are you all right, sweetheart? Any blood? Any broken bones? Where's mummy? Are you all right, sweetheart? Have you hurt yourself? No? Is she okay? You okay? Yeah. You need your shoes done up. Your shoes are a bit loose. Oh, bless. I don't like it when it's other people's kids and stuff. It's so sad, isn't it? You know, but I'm here with my kids, so. But anyway, what I wanted to just say is, oh, she won't. Do you know what? She can be a bit snappy, but one thing that she'd never intentionally ever hurt, but she is a bit snappy. So, but yeah, what I would say is, like, even now they'll go, oh, this and that and this and that, and that's what I mean about people being nasty. I always say, if you can't help someone, don't hinder them. Because every single one of you has sat back and watched and known that I've been failed by the NHS, I've been failed by social. Oh, and on the way down here, yeah, one of the police cars was at, just to show you. Yeah, I need to do your shoelaces up. Yes, because we've got to go around to Harry's. And no, Harry's not an alcoholic, so people say he's an alcoholic. He's dying, yeah? He's got cancer, and he's on his own, yeah? His daughter even works at the bloody hospital, mate, and couldn't give a damn. So what I'm saying is if people want to be that bitchy, one, I'm not going to bother responding because it makes me reactive, and I'm not willing to be reactive. And that, like with my dog, is reactive. But she's not reacting because she's aggressive and nasty. She's reacting. And like Sharon said, you step in front of them, yeah? And the reason that you step in front of a dog is because the dog feels that they're to protect you, and that's why they go rah, rah, rah. Or they feel that they are being threatened. And by stepping in front of them, you are saying, I'm the protector. And that's when the dog steps down. And that's no different with somebody like me who didn't feel safe at the beginning. Certainly when I got here, there's lots and lots and lots and lots of people. I came here from Downing Street with a little baby in my belly, scared as fucking shit, mate. So when I'm telling social workers, I'm going to that hospital, mate. I'm a high-risk pregnancy. I'm not a high-risk mother. I'm a high-risk birth. That is it. And I'm going to a hospital, mate. And if you come in to take my baby, mate, you'll go out with a bullet to your head. I'm not advising people to be that way. That is raw emotion and pain. And you know what? The social workers worked with it. Hence why I've got my children. They worked with it because that is real and that is genuine. When parents are sitting there and they're going, they see through the bullshit, mate. And that's the problem. You don't get bullshit with me. And that's what they like about me. You don't get bullshit. Yeah? And they know. My housemate, I'll protect it. You don't step into it. You don't come. You don't come when you're uninvited. You don't interrupt us. And if you want to send things that are false statements, because I've just spoken to the children's centre here, yeah, and just explained to them what I had been dealing with all this time. And I just told them about this comment about apparently me calling the boys defective and the boys walking around with braces on their knees and arms and legs and apparently crying and hurt, you know, that they hurt. And these people actually wrote this down on the website and asked people to make this complaint to social. When I told them that, they were like, what? What? Like, really? And this is what you've been up against? Yeah. This is what I've been up against. I'm so more at peace since I've known exactly. Because I don't think... I think you think I all, like, sit... Oh, I nearly lost my son's aeroplane. I sit down and I read everything. I haven't got time. I don't even know how this woman on the website has even got time to write up the website. I've not even finished mine. I've not got time. I haven't got time. When I have, I deal with it. But I'm not dealing with bitches. Because they're just witches. They're just demonising little witches. And then they want to post things like, it wasn't that long ago, she was about nappies. Fucking congratulations, Kellie, and well fucking done that you came here to Portsmouth with nothing more than your car, your paperwork, a baby in a belly, and a man that you'd just got out of fucking prison, mate. And you stood your ground, you fought it, you furnished that house, and you furnished the other houses, and you were forced on benefits, not given a choice, mate. Forced with the social housing, not given a choice. No, they go back on. And I've done really well. And little cunts like that ain't taking it away from me, because I've done fucking awesome. And that's what pisses people off. Yeah? Because when you kick me in the manure, mate, I come out smelling of roses, and people fucking hate it. And you know what? Even when I lost my keys, they got returned to me. Yeah? And that's why these people behave the way they are. Because their lives are so fucking pointless and insignificant, and they could actually spend the time with me learning and getting to know and moving forward than all this trolling, but they don't. So I'm glad that I've got to learn that actually not everybody is a nice person that you want to give your time to free. Some people are just evil, vile fucking cunts, and they're going to get the karma that they deserve. Forgive them, Lord, for they do know what they do.